Hello, welcome to my channel. Now, this part of the video, we're going to convert this to a React app. You're going to see it turn into a React app more and more. First thing I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to take away these because they're not used to us now. Take them away. And these four are generated by this piece, this object. So that will set the first one back to white. Okay. Now what I want to do is I'm gonna change the board to an object, which is this object here. And what I want to do in this video is I want that instead of this controlling the board, I want it to be this. So that's the first square. 3. I forgot what 3 means, but anyway, 3 is empty. So that is actually, empty means white square, 0 is red, and 1 is yellow. So what I'm going to do is, before I forget, I'm going to create a enum. And I'm going to create it under the render function. And what this enum is just something to help me. For instance, I might want to convert squares to letters and numbers to classes, etc. And this will help me to do that. So what I'm going to do with this build GUI, I'm going to add 2 parameters to it. And they're going to be width and height. I'm going to set them to a default of 7 and 6. That's if they haven't got any parameters to them. And what I want to do is, this contains 12 elements. So what I want to do is we're just testing. So I'm going to set this to a 4x3 board. So we're going to do a 4x3 board. Now, the board width is dependent on the size of these circles. So if we control the size of the circles, we can control how much objects fit here. For instance, if I wanted 2 circles to fit there, if I made them 400 each, now let's just try that. Let's make 2 of them 400. Let's see what happens. I don't know what's going on. Okay, that shouldn't really break it when I do that. That shouldn't break it, so let me see. Yeah, if I make it 400, as you can feel, 2 of them fit along the board. So what it is, this size controls how much can be along the board. So it's as simple as that. So I'm going to build a function. It's going to take the number of squares, for instance 7, and it will tell you the size. Okay, I'm going to paste it in here, and I'm going to call it dimension circle. And it's just a bit of maths. The circle length is 820. Okay, there it's 820, and it's got a margin of 4. The margin on this side is 2, and on that side is 2. So because we have them figures, we can set the margin for the gap, which is left and right 2. So the dock width will be 8 20 minus two gaps, because there's two gaps, one there and one there. And then you have to minus, can you see that there? 1, 1, 2, 3. There's 3 of them, but I'm going to count an extra one, just because I just want to keep making sure that I have the right number of squares. So I'm going to count an extra one. So instead of saying 3, I'll probably do 4. As you can see, if the number is 7, you could argue that I should do the number minus 1, but I'm going to leave it like that, just to make sure I fit 7 across. Okay, so that will get us the dock width if you take the margins out. Okay, and once we have the dock width, we can get the circle width by doing dock width divided by number. So this will return a fractional number, but I don't think it matters. And then it will return the circle width. Okay, so with this function, for instance, if it's 7 by 6, then we can get the dimension of the circle, and that will help us to build the board. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is this. I'm going to comment this out because it needs to get the settings from. It needs to get the settings from a function. I should just delete it. So I need to do const settings equals underscore get board this dot get board. I need to put this in there. I haven't created this function yet. So I now need to create this function. I'm going to paste it in, then I'll talk about it. Now what it does is, I shouldn't have. Oh, okay, what I'll do is, let me just do that. So what it does is, it's called get board. Takes the width and height. And then this, and then this. Okay, one sec. It's supposed to be working, but it isn't working. So it's supposed to be 4 across. Let me have a quick look. Okay, I've spotted what the error is. In there it's color, and here it's C color. So look, I think I just commented that out. Okay, I don't know spotted that properly. So therefore, if I change that to C color, we're now gonna stage further. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the first square to a 0, and that should be red. So this square should turn to red when I do that. And as you can see, it worked. So that's the next stage. We got the stage where we get an array like this. We set the dimensions of the array, and then it just produces a board. Okay. And that all works fine. Now the next stage is to get some events so that we can click on it and do something. And also, what else have we got to do? In fact, I'll talk a bit about React in case you don't know. That is I'll just smash these down. But anyway, that's a class and that's a class. Now, this class represents the whole. This class is the main class. It's everything. That is a child class, and that just represents the circle, as the name tells you. So if we want to put an event on there, we'd actually put it on here. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to make this a bit neater, so that I can add other things to it. Or you add it after here. But this class here gets rendered in here, because what's happening is this map function is passing an array of circles, and it's getting the value from this. Now what it's doing here is, because I set it to 4 by 3, you need to know the size of these. So what it does is, it's 4 by 3. It gets the size by running that function. That tells it the size. Then it gets this, and then it goes through every single one. And for the color, it appends this alien color and the board number. For instance, for 0, it will append red square. For yellow, it will append yellow square. We're not going to get any. We're not going to get any of these. However, that's supposed to be. Let's make that blank. And for empty boards, which is 3, it appends that. Okay. And what that does is, the size will just go. They're all going to be the same size, so it gets the size there, and we give each one an ID. For instance, if I look at the code for this, one sec, I just need to find. Yeah, as you can see, that one's called Milk 0. The next one, that one's called Milk 1. That's Milk 3. That's got an ID of Milk 5, and that's got an ID of Milk 4. Can you see? So each one has got an ID. So when we click on it, we'll know exactly which one we're clicking on. Okay. So I think that's enough for this video. Until next time, bye.